They've been working on it.
Hype video.
You're not the comeback player of the year. Geno Smith is.
I might be comeback player of the year, comeback podcaster of the year.
Yeah, you're in the discussion.
All right,
it's
there
more
you go.
like a Christian McCaffrey type of case, not a Geno Smith kind of case, you know.
If Jalen Hurts does win Offensive Player of the Year, you get the hype video.
I'm just trying to think. Yeah.
What would the shot? Would do the shots of you walking to the set?
Yeah, exactly.
What's the soundtrack?
Right. Yeah. 1,000% me. Like, me getting into makeup, everything like that. Me walking the long distance from the parking lot. You
kind of like Mush Sims when you walk by his studio.
Me waving at people whose name I don't actually know, pretending I know them, but doing one of those, that kind of thing, Yeah, just a lot of that kind of stuff.
All right, we'll get to work on it.
Exactly. Yeah, just like a lot of different things. Like maybe there's a couple of shots of like me over notes, with people. That kind of stuff.
Basically,
like whenever they do hype videos for like reporters, it's always like this, they're always on the phone, that kind of stuff. Like I'm texting a source or something.
Yeah, no.
Yeah. There's a lot of stuff that we could do.
Yeah, we'll try to get a shot of you in the meeting for the show, but we're not going to be able to.
Just Photoshop me in.
Yeah, just the MB logo on the call.
On the call.
Yeah,
I call
in.
Yeah, exactly.
Candid.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
Geno Smith, what a year it's been for Geno Smith. And if you ask Geno, he's thought he's always had this ability. He's just finally getting to show it.
I'm grateful to have worked myself into this position. Also, knowing who I am, I'm very set in who I am. I know exactly who I am and what I can do. And so I've never bought into the narratives that have been out there. I didn't just get this good over, the course of one off season. So, I think that's mostly a narrative, and a lot of this stuff is media driven.
Geno and the Seahawks traveling to Arizona. Jay, a game that did not live up to the point total expectations the first time. Do you think they can this time?
I think they can. Last time was weird. I think the teams went a combined 1 of 6 on 4th down. Seattle were just for fun were kicking field goals deep in Arizona territory. So that game should have been higher scoring. It will be this week. The total is almost 50 in that range. And I just believe in Geno Smith. Geno Smith, he's top 5 in DVOA, passer rating, PFF grade, QBR. He leads the league in completion percentage. He's just real. He's just good. This is who he is and who he will be going forward. And that's why he's the comeback player of the year.
Barry, where does he come in for you this week on your rankings?
QB9. I think he's a top 10 play. I agree with him. Like, they wrote him off. He ain't wrote back, right? People keep on asking, what's he coming back from? He's coming back from total irrelevance. That's what he's coming back from. He's the best story in the NFL this year, alongside, Brian Robinson, different thing. But Geno Smith, in terms of what he's doing on the field, is incredible.
With Geno's emergence, you confidently start DK and Lockett at this point, right, each week?
Yeah, I have both guys as top 16 plays as well. 8 targets for Lockett in each of the last 2 games. Metcalf, you think about that first game against Arizona, he had 7 targets. He's had 3 different games with 50 or more receiving yards and a touchdown here. Arizona's actually been pretty good against number 1 wide receivers, but just because there's such a narrow target tree in Seattle and because Metcalf has a chance at a touchdown anytime he goes, I think you're starting both guys this week.
A more recent riser, D'Onta Foreman on the Panthers due to the CMC trade.
Yeah, keep pounding.
Yeah, keep pounding. He goes to Cincinnati this week, a team that got punched in the mouth by the run game.
We're on to Cincinnati for the Carolina Panthers. Even Eddie Pinheiro.
Oh, man.
With the potential game script of this one, are there any concerns for Foreman if that the Panthers fall behind a lot and have to throw, or is he just relevant no matter what?
I think he's relevant no matter what. Look, over the last 4 weeks, the Bengals are allowing the 9th most rushing yards per game to opposing running backs. You can run on Cincinnati, and I feel like just like some other teams, like when we talk about Atlanta, right, or the Texans, right, the Panthers are one of those teams that are going to run the ball no matter what, regardless of the score here. And so I think Foreman, who, by the way, is a better pass catcher than he gets credit for. He's not as good as Chuba Hubbard. He's certainly not CMC, but he's not a complete liability in the passing game here. Just massive volume and a good workload. By the way, he's good. So, yeah, I think D'Onta Foreman is a top 20 play this week. He actually comes in at running back 15 for me. The fact that Hubbard has been ruled out, only boosts that confidence in him.
Jay, P.J. Walker has been good news for DJ Moore after a horrible start to Moore's season. I know he comes in as Barry's wide receiver 15, which is right around consensus. Do you think Moore can keep this up the rest of the year with Walker under center?
Yeah, absolutely. I think it's just the new offense with P.J. Walker. He's giving them more of a vertical element, clearly, as he threw the ball 68 yards in the air to DJ Moore in the end zone. He's had 21 targets the past 2 weeks, and I think you just have to treat him as being back to pretty much the DJ Moore that everyone thought they were drafting, and that's a locked-in top 20 only wide receiver each week.
36% target share in the 3 starts that P.J. Walker has met. You saw the T-shirts that even Baker Mayfield is wearing at the top of the show. The right, exactly. The P.J. to D.J. Bengals secondary really banged up. Awuzie is out for the year. No Mike Hilton. I think they're going to be able to move the ball through the air, and the way they're going to move the ball through the air is from P.J. Walker to D.J. Moore. Everyone's excited about it. Even kids are pretending to be P.J. Walker. We have some practice video here, I think, of a kid trying to be P.J. Walker. Let's go ahead and show that video if we can. There you go. This is just a young. Oh, it's not actually. I'm sorry. It's not a young kid. It's
wondering where that was going.
It's Baker Mayfield just missing awfully. Just
really hasn't worked out for Baker Mayfield.
Poor Baker. Listen, he'll always have the insurance ads.
He'll have the insurance ads.
Right.
Christian Kirk been on a little bit of a skid. The last 4 weeks have not really been great for Christian Kirk, but now he gets a get-well matchup against the Raiders this week. And Barry, I know you're higher on him this week than the consensus that has him as wide receiver 24.
You had me at Vegas, right? Raiders 27th in pass defense over the last 4 weeks. You can throw, and as you see it here on your screen, look, again, it's been up and down, but I throw at look, he had 3 for 40 against the Broncos. That's one of, if not the best defense in the NFL. The week before, at the New York Giants, 7 for 96. Week 6, he scored the touchdown here. So Christian Kirk, yes, I think in a game in which they are traveling east, West Coast team traveling east for a 1 o'clock game, I think they'll struggle defensively, and I think that means a nice game for Christian Kirk.
Jay, you buying the bounce back for Kirk?
Yeah, I think so. The total is a pretty high, 48. I think that they should be fine, and, he's had the 17 targets the past 2 weeks, so it should be fine.
All right. Reminder coming up at 1 p.m. Eastern on the NFL on NBC YouTube channel. Pat Kerrane and Kyle Dvorchak are taking your DFS questions for Week 9. Join the conversation at the top of the hour. Also, if you want more in-depth fantasy analysis of every game this weekend, make sure to check out Pat Kerrane's The Walkthrough on NBCSportsEdge.com and RotoWorld.com.
Hey, it's Matthew Berry from NBC Sports and RotoWorld.com. Just want to thank you so much for watching what you just watched, or at least being too lazy to click out of it after the autoplay just kept it going. So either way, thank you so much for just letting it scroll by your screen. And now I'd like to ask you respectfully, okay, please subscribe to the NFL on NBC YouTube channel for the latest NFL news, fantasy headlines from RotoWorld, and betting analysis from NBC Sports Edge.